If you're a real estate agent right now that wants to earn well over $100,000 in GCI for your next upcoming year, there's only one type of real estate that you should be selling. This type of real estate, if done right, will allow you to earn over 3% commissions per transaction, will reduce the work that you actually have to do, and it still sells even when the interest rates are insanely high. Now, without bearing the lead, the type of real estate that I'm asking you to focus on as a real estate agent is selling new build construction. Yes, new build construction. And take it from me, somebody that doesn't even go and show homes anymore, I sell new build construction right here from the office. So in this video, I'll share with you the nuances of new build construction and what you might be more familiar with, and that is resales, because they do not operate the same. So I want you to know the differences whenever you're speaking with one of your clients. Now, if we're just meeting, my name is Jaime Resendiz. Welcome to my channel where I help real estate agents grow their real estate business. All right, so let's dig right in. Let's look at the differences between new builds and resales. So resales are the homes that you drive by every single day, the ones that have the yard sign that say for sale. Now with new construction, you're looking at three distinct types of builds. You're looking at speculation homes, or inventory homes as they're commonly known, or semi-custom homes where you can adjust a few things here and there, make some modifications with the material and the layout of the home, and then you have fully custom new builds. Now the best way to do this, to give you the most comprehensive breakdown, is by approaching this via categories. We're gonna look at the condition, warranties, customization, price, timeline, negotiation, incentives, financing, location, HOAs, appreciation potential, and move-in ready. All right, so let's start off with the condition. When it comes to new home sales, you're looking at a brand new product. What gets delivered at the end of the rainbow is a nearly perfect new home. Now with the resale, it's gonna be basically sold as is. Now you may be able to do some repair requests during the option period, but don't count on those getting done a majority of the time. So just a little pro tip here. If you are working with a buyer that is so meticulous that they want everything absolutely perfect, don't go with resales. That's a disaster. You're gonna wanna go to new construction. You're gonna go to new builds, because there they actually are going to adjust a lot of the things that your buyer may be asking for. Let's look at warranties. With new builds, you're looking at various types. You're looking at craftsmanship, systems, and structural. Often it's a 1, 2, and 6/10. I'll explain that here shortly. Now with resales, don't count on that being a thing unless your buyer actually purchases a 1 or 2 year home warranty. That is not going to be included in the sale of the home. So with resales, don't count on anything being done after the fact. Don't count on any of that unless, here again, your buyer decides to purchase a home warranty. Now from the new build side, you're looking at 1, 2, and 6/10 years. That first year is the craftsmanship warranty, which basically addresses bumper to bumper. So front door to back door. Unless it's damaged by the buyer, let's be real, the homeowner now, unless it's damaged purposefully by them, anything that happens with that home, such as the door falls off the hinges, the builder is responsible. That's craftsmanship. That happens for 1 year. Now, a second type of warranty is your 2-year warranty. Now, that is going to be the systems warranty. That includes your electrical, that includes your plumbing. So for whatever reason, if there's a plumbing issue that causes some damage, then that home warranty will come into play. Now, when it comes to your structural home warranty, you're looking at between 6 years and 10 years. Now, it used to be 10 years, and that was the standard. But ever since regulations changed about 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of builders have taken the minimum, which is 6 years, into account. Now the structural has more to do with the walls, has more to do with the foundation. So for whatever reason, the foundation just doesn't perform, then that home warranty is going to kick in. And the last thing that I'll say here is that you do get appliance home warranties. That could be the HVAC, that can be the refrigerator, that could be the appliances that get sold. And these often come up, here again, more with new homes because the appliances are new. And each one of those appliances is gonna have their own representation, their own home warranties. Now, when it comes to customization with new builds, as you can imagine, you can choose various things. You can choose the finishes, any upgrades, the layouts, there's customization to be had. Now, if you go over to the resale side of the ledger, There's really no customization. It comes as is. The only thing that I'll say in this section though is that from the new build side, it really depends the type of build that you're going into. If you go into a speculation build, don't count on really any customization. The home that they built with the color that they selected, with the material that they selected, that stays. But if you go into that second type, which is semi-custom or fully custom, then yeah, go crazy. You can adjust a lot of different things. Now, something very important is, for the most part, new builds are going to cost more than a resale. Now, the only context that I want to add here is that for the most part, new builds are going to cost more, especially comparing the resales that are right next door. Why? Well, because if you're building in the same area and you have the option of buying a brand new home versus one that has been lived in, heck, even just for a month or a year, the new build is going to win oftentimes, and it's going to oftentimes have a higher price point. Now let's talk about timeline. Depending on when you catch that build that you're trying to buy, it could be a 1 to 12 month endeavor. As opposed to a resale, well, that home has already been built. So now it's just a matter of how quickly can you get clear title and get financing done on the purchase. Now, when it comes to negotiation, or in other words, how much room there is in the offer price with new builds, for the most part, you can get a ton of negotiation into that transaction. Now, for a resale, it's going to depend on the homeowner. It's going to depend on their motivation. As an example, with new build construction, we have a 3-step process that we follow when we negotiate. First, we negotiate on the price. Whatever they have listed, we're not paying that. We're paying a discount. The second thing that we negotiate is the incentives. Can we get some additional incentives? Oftentimes financing incentives, so help with closing costs, some rate reductions, which we'll talk about here shortly. And the third thing that we negotiate is the upgrades. So we really get a good negotiation package with new construction. With resales, again, it's just going to depend on the motivation of that homeowner. If you have a homeowner that's desperate to get out of that home, well, they're going to be more likely to negotiate. But if you have a homeowner that's just testing the market, that wants to see what they could capture for their home, they're not going to be that motivated, and most likely you're not going to see a lot of negotiation or price reduction coming from them. Now let's talk about incentives. From a new build perspective, you get quite a few. You can look at closing cost credits. You can look at rate buy downs. There could be some design perks, aka some design credit when you go to the design center. But from a resale perspective, the seller's not going to really offer a ton of concessions. They're not going to offer a ton of incentives. Now, this does depend heavily again on the motivation for the seller, and also it does depend on the real estate market that you're in. Because if you were a seller in 2022, there's no way in heck that you were going to be offering any incentives, because you didn't need to. Anytime you put that property out to sell, well, it was going to get well over asking. It would get $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 over asking. So the seller didn't need to do anything, just be willing to sell their home. But the winds have changed now. Now the sellers, you're seeing some of them offer to buy down the interest for their buyers. Now, from a new build perspective, this is why so many new builds are being sold right now. This is why you have a lot of listings that are on the resale side just stay, expire, and never sell. Versus new construction, they are selling left and right because they offer so many incentives. Now, from a new build perspective, the incentives that they offer are insane. There, they are buying down the interest rate. So as opposed to you having to pay the retail rate of 6 to 7%, you're paying 3%. Builders are offering to pay closing costs. There's just so many advantages to going with new builds versus resale from a buyer's perspective. Now, when it comes to financing, builders often partner up with lenders unless they have their own in-house lender. And they'll oftentimes tie all the incentives that they're offering buyers to the use of that lender. Now, from a resale perspective, there really aren't that many financing incentives. Your buyers are going to pay market rate. Now, this is something that's very important, especially if you have a very close lender friend that you refer the business to. You as an agent want to share with that lender partner of yours that the buyer that you're working with is probably gonna go with new builds. And you want to disclose that out of fairness to your lender partner, because chances are that lender partner is not gonna be able to match anything close to what the preferred lender for the builder is going to offer your potential buyer. Now, when it comes to location, oftentimes you're going to find new build construction, especially master plan communities, in developing areas where there's actually room to build and everything around is going to be basically new. Now, from a resale perspective, here you're looking at more established neighborhoods with more mature landscaping. So you already know what the neighborhood's going to look like. Now let's talk about the HOAs and the communities that come with HOAs. Typically with new construction, you're going to see an HOA, and depending on the build, depending on if it's a master plan community, depending on a few other factors, you might actually see some amenities like a community pool or a community park, something that the members of the HOA can benefit from. And at this point, well over 90% of the homes that are being sold new right now are being sold into HOAs. So if your buyer is buying new, chances are they're buying into an HOA. Now, from a resale perspective, HOAs are going to vary. Older neighborhoods oftentimes have no HOAs. Now let's look at appreciation potential. With new builds, oftentimes the early buyers are the ones that benefit from that appreciation bump. Now, from a resale perspective, there you're looking at more stable appreciation. There you have a little bit more history to work with, because with resales, the community has been built out. You know where that community is going when it comes to prices. Now, that one's going to be a little bit closer to what the national average is doing, as opposed to a new build, because you have no historical evidence of what the prices are going to be with all of these new communities that are getting built. As an example, if you have builders that are allowing a ton of investors to come in and buy their homes, you're not going to see those communities appreciate as much as if you were working or were buying into a new construction community that was not allowing any investors to come and purchase. And when it comes to move-in readiness with new build construction, it is as clean can be. Everything is brand new. Everything is under warranty. You're looking at a fantastic home to move into. And from a resale perspective, you don't know what you're getting. It may need some cleaning. It may need some updates. It may need some repair. It might need some additional maintenance. Now here again, these are the main differences between new builds and resales. You as a real estate agent now have the information in hand so you can better articulate with your buyers the differences between the two. And if you position yourself directly as that new build specialist, you're gonna have a ton of success regardless of the real estate market that you're in. But now I'm curious, let me know if you sold new build construction down in the comment section below.